I walked along the edge of the shore, occasionally stopping to pick up a shell here and there. Looking up, I stopped in shock. Another person was standing on the beach. On my beach. I hadn't seen a soul in years, but now there's this figure dressed in all black, taking up space and messing with my routine. It seemed to have an aura of sadness about it, something I could definitely relate to. I decided not to disturb his contemplation and backpedaled toward the dune slowly, making sure the sound of my feet hitting compacted sand was muted. As soon as my feet hit the grass, wet with morning dew, I ran back to my home. The figure was still there when I returned. I sighed in relief, glad my inspiration had not left. Even though my fingers hadn't lifted a paintbrush in almost 20 years, they were itching to get started, to return to what was once a daily activity. I lifted it up, my fingers greeting the paintbrush like an old friend, and began. Every ridge on the beach was replicated before my eyes. Every crest of each wave appeared on the canvas. The sky took on a life of its own. Clouds covered the bottom, but the sun cleared a spot on the top. There was only one white spot left on the canvas, a spot shaped like the figure. My fingers halted their frenzied movements while I pondered. How do I capture the aura of the figure? His loneliness, desperation, frustration. I wanted to know what was going on in his life. Was he a peasant? A soldier? A grieving father? Or a man scorned by his lover? I would never know, but that was fine with me. Almost absent-mindedly, I resumed painting, adding the final touch. The figure was small in comparison to the rest of the picture, yet it was perfectly balanced. Packing up my tools, I returned to my home. I slid the picture behind the woodpile, resolving to never look at it again. I had stopped painting for a reason. I would forever be known as the one whose paintings brought happiness to one of the most despicable humans I had ever existed. Hitler loved my paintings, so I no longer did. It will forever be associated with his name, not mine.